So most likely you already tried ads, tried Google, tried marketing companies that generate leads, and tried platforms that generate shared leads. And you have found that either it works bad, either really bad, either it's too expensive, either just not worth it at all. But I can tell you it's a common problem. Most of the people will have the same personal experience. And it's basically happening because most of the marketing companies, platforms, and other marketing people, they also competing between themselves, same as you, between the other companies as well. And they are forced to stand out somehow. And the easiest way for them to stand out is to offer you cheap leads or more exposure and so on. Because most of the people will be sold on that. But the problem is the marketing companies, they have no idea how to run yours or my business. They don't understand local affluent clients and their needs. What I've noticed is most of the companies will target big chunk of the city, either without proper filters, which is going to be very expensive, or they will run pretty simple ad, or they will be focusing on discounts, which are basically your expense. Because without any difference from others and without any winning strategy, just managing ads, it's a money drainer. This is just one of the issues because if we optimize for cheap leads in our service business, we do care what kind of person buys from us. We need a bigger client with the easygoing, large order, and the person who let us work easily. Also, we need a client who offers us big margins, not the subcontractors' prices, but the margins that pays for, let's say office assistants, for workers, cars, advertisement, and so on. Otherwise, this is just a job, not really a business. But if instead you get a shitty lead with very low subcontractors' price, which they will push even lower by asking some favor, then the client is counting every dollar, watching you at every second, and then the job is small and you have to drive to those appointments, but you also have to compete with other companies for that lead. And guess what? These kind of people have the same friends. Also, this client often also sent by the platform to 3 to 5 companies, and he didn't study your company. He doesn't know what you do and what's unique about you, and he's got no attachments to you as a person yet. So basically you are no different than a stranger on the street, and besides, he's got all other options anyway. Most companies do this day by day. Some feel it's normal, some feel something is off, but mostly they don't know and they will never catch up. And I just mentioned few visible moments, but there are a bunch of invisible ones as well. What we do differently is we run our own campaigns for multiple years with multiple reno partners. We're constantly adjusting it to the current market and it constantly becomes better. And we test it with the group of contractors that collaborate with us on the same topic. I sell for over 100K with the Finnish carpentry business, while most of the similar niche companies struggle to get 30K a month. But a partner that I help, he's coming from 125K currently, and we aiming at 300 with him. And another partner company is currently at 250. We're planning to do around 850 to the end of the year. The big difference is we pick up the big clients, and another huge difference, we pick them up way before they go to the search engine or any platforms with shared leads. Again, in many cases, the way we pick up clients, they will never type anything in search engines at all or platforms, or even if they do, it's going to be too late already anyway. And once they see that jungle, the majority of clients will fall back to the companies who originally found them before the search engines or before the platforms. And it's super important because the first person who spoke to the client has way more opportunity to explain and show different solutions, and the customer has more emotional attachment to the first person because he opened so much to him. So in some cases, the end product that we sell will be different from what initially client came to us for. On the other hand, the last person most likely does not have any new information at all. It's very hard for the last person to be any different, to show something new, to improve anything, to intrigue or surprise the client. Rather than by price. Because the client already knows and have heard everything. He's already full of options. He's already so spoiled. Somebody already showed him, but lost him somewhere in the way. Another thing is, if you help a decent client who we target initially, he will be kind of felt obligated to help you back. In other words, to hire you. And yeah, it will be some bad fruits, but if this is done right, the majority will still want to go with you. It's like when you're choosing a realtor, try to open a magazine and try to choose right there on the spot, and you're going to be looking at like hundreds of faces, and you cannot really distinguish their unique offers. And it's impossible to weigh benefit of each one. You will be forced either to read the whole thing, but it's too much information, it's impossible. So mostly people will just choose randomly or will just go to another route. So in this case, you're already at the end of the line where you will be chosen, which is okay, but it's not really the most effective way in the first place, because everything is already congested at this point. You don't want to fish where everyone else is fishing. And because this spot is so visible and accessible to everyone, the good thing is 95% of the companies, they don't understand that. So what I can do is I can look at your setup if you already have any, and I can diagnose which areas can be improved or which areas setup is, I would say, completely wrong and can be done differently. For example, platforms like Google, Facebook, and others, most of the recommendations that you receive, they're not beneficial to you because they are also in the business of making money. And while they will be recommending you to focus on a cheaper lead, cheaper click, cheaper this, cheaper that, it's still a completely wrong target, because anything that you're going to do after that, it's going to be, even if you do everything good, it's still going to be going to the wrong spot, because you need to focus on something else. You need to focus on, as I said before, on the bigger leads, bigger margins, nicer clients, more affluent people at all. Typically, Google tells you they have a hot lead, Facebook, it's a cheap lead, TikTok, large coverage, large view, Instagram, good engagement, leads, platforms, and marketers make it seem very easy that you don't have to do anything on your own. I personally tried many marketing companies and wasted a lot of time, a lot of money, tried a lot of shared leads companies, got tired of competing, driving for appointments, just couldn't find anyone who really understand the construction side and the marketing side at the same time properly. Since I had both backgrounds for a long time, I did experimenting myself a lot. I took a bunch of courses. I started with SEO, and then I finished at TikTok, so tried pretty much everything. And I got pretty good results at almost any platform. For the SEO, I've done about 6 years ago, and the website still brings leads. I invest nothing anymore for 6 years into SEO, but it's still on the first page and I still have leads in terms of calls. I got pretty good results with TikToks. I got a couple of videos over 1 million and one video of 40 million views, and I got a bunch of leads from those. I personally sell over 100K in my Finnish carpentry business, and it's only because I don't have now another project manager, which I'm looking for. If you know someone, please let me know. While most of the companies pretty much struggle to get more than 40K monthly. But the main thing is I assemble a bunch of like-minded people around me that deal strictly with renovation service business and the marketing at the same time in construction. And we're constantly sharing tips, tricks, trends, tools, techniques, and all that stuff. I've got a couple of options for you if you want to grow your business, but at the same time, you're not satisfied with the lead generation companies, shared lead companies, platforms, search engines, or any marketers. Of course, you can learn it yourself and you can check my account for some useful info, but the problem is all information has an expiry date. And everything that goes public sooner or later will be used by majority of people, and within half a year, maximum a year, that's not going to be any competitive advantage at all. And then once you utilize it, you will also always feel like you kind of there, but just a little bit behind. When everyone knows everything, it's not valuable anymore. There are a lot of free info, but most important, specific nuances, they always will be intellectual property of only some people, which most likely will be offered as a paid service. The second way is where we can arrange 10-15 minutes quick phone call. I can see if you already have the situation where I can be useful, and then if yes, I can offer you a couple of options. I will only offer if I understand clearly the situation. I'm not going to work if I have no clue. And I only take win-win cases, so only if I can solve the problems and be 100% helpful and beneficial to both of us. I can potentially offer you consultation if it makes sense once I look into your setup. Even a quick call sometimes could be big jump, because in most cases people do a lot of things right, but sometimes just miss one little point. And even if someone manages their account or do the ads for them, we all need someone to show us outside of our box, and there are only few people who can collaborate this way. Also, in some cases, I can do setups, I can recommend someone to do setup, and I can do some changes if necessary, or I can show you the right direction in general. And for some people who need a broader variety of fixes across the whole business, I can offer a bunch of systems that I already use, a bunch of optimizations, bunch of softwares that can optimize the big lot of points around your business. As we know, every action, from a simple advertisement to a phone call to a review to a referral, is basically a number of conversions. And if you do those conversions right, and if you do them all right, you get the best result. Most likely there is something missing, and the whole result is basically a multiplier by all of those conversions. Another category of people who in the same business as me, finish carpentry, who likes our projects or does something similar, I offer very good franchise opportunity. I already have a name, I already have all the marketing set up. It's a plug and play. I have all the systems, and I know how to sell double, sometimes triple the subcontractor's price. For what you're currently paying to run your ads, you won't be paying anything more, but you will have also the same team who runs the ads, and also you will have the whole franchise experience with the whole understanding of construction business. Again, I provide the whole information, all the systems, all the steps, all the conversion points, all the necessary info that it's very business specific. You can't get it anywhere. You can spend countless hours on YouTube, ending up with just getting your head spinning. YouTube is not industry specific. It's very broad, not current. It doesn't work now in most cases. I can promise you're gonna spend 5-10 years, maybe 5 if you run fast. If you're tired of offering discounts, dealing with shared leads, dealing with non-local marketing companies who don't understand specifics of your business, they don't understand your products, tired of fishing with everyone at the same pond, want to exclude the cheap leads, and want to know and learn yourself how to do proper client generation, or just something is not working in your business and you want to collaborate or ask a question, just jump on a call with me. It's free, 10 to 15 minutes, and I will be glad to talk to you and see what I can help. The first 50 registration is going to be free, and I can typically only take about 5 people at the time to work with. This offer won't be forever, and I will be charging for calls once I get enough traffic, and I will be raising prices for consultations and the packages. Keep in mind that this is not a course, and it's really limited by my time. So I will be booking only those who I will definitely can get results and who will be the first one to apply. Sign up for pre-registration, and once available, I'll contact you and I'll get you information that you always wanted but couldn't find anywhere else, and potentially on the first call with me.